In Social Work Hub, we teach our young people how not to engage in vices that will jeopardize their life. And we use practical life examples to bring this information to their doorsteps. Today, we are going to be using the example of Poco Lee. Poco Lee is a Nigerian dancer that was reported to be arrested in the United Kingdom about 3 to 4 days ago as a result of allegation of sexual abuse. Now, this information, the purported sexual abuse, has not been verified, and he has not been convicted by a court of competent jurisdiction. So, as of now, he's innocent until proven guilty. So, but we want to use this scenario to bring lessons to our young people about issues around sexual abuse, rape, sexual consent, and all of that. So, this case will go further to inform you that you can get into trouble if you engage in um, sexual misconduct. Okay? Now, Nigeria is not like some developed countries. Okay? Some things you do in African countries, you might do it in Europe or other well-developed countries, and you will not go scot-free. Okay, that is not to say that this guy is guilty of the said accusation. Of course, he's not guilty except he is convicted by a law of competent jurisdiction. So let's leave that there. Then again, there is issues around um, false accusation. So you as a person, if you think that you have a problem with somebody and you go and accuse the person of sexual abuse so as to get at the person. So we use a case of what is going on between Odumodu Black and Black Bones. These are two Nigerian rappers. So I'll give a brief background of what actually happened, then I'll bring forth the lesson inherent in that particular case. Now, interview with between Black Bones and an Arise News personality by the name Erufai. In that interview, Blackbone explained that he got in an event and him and Odumodu Black met a particular girl at the same time. So they went on to get in touch with in contact with the girl to involve with the girl in a relationship. So basically, on the side of Black Bones, he said he went for friends with benefits and all of that. They just did friends with benefits, of course, a sexual relationship for benefit and all of that. Then on the other hand, Odumodu Black took the girl serious and wanted to date and have something meaningful with the girl. At the end, Odumodu Black getting to know that the person he's taking serious as his girlfriend has been used already by Black Bones, and Odumodu Black was infuriated about that, and there was conversation back and forth and all of that, which was not manly enough, conversation about, how many times did you have relationship with my girlfriend and all of that. That wasn't necessary. But trying to draw lessons from what happened. At the end of the day, Odumodu Black with the girlfriend tried to flame Black Bones of rape, of sexual abuse. And Blackbone is not having it, and he's slamming a lawsuit of 2 billion naira against Odumodu Black for raising an accusation of sexual abuse on him, which was designed to tarnish his brand and tarnish his image, which is a character assassination, because according to him, whatever he had with the girl was with consent. Okay. So what am I trying to drive out of this story is that you can't just come out and frame someone for sexual abuse. That is a entirely different case altogether. You can be in prison, you can pay for damages if you frame someone, someone didn't commit that crime and you frame that person. If it is, if it is ascertained within the law court that you actually frame that person, you might go in for it. You will go in for it, definitely. So, so basically, let's look at what is sexual abuse. Okay, what is sexual abuse? So we can say that sexual abuse is any sexual conduct, act, behavior, contact, exploitation imposed on a person without their free or an informed consent, or involving someone who is unable to give valid consent, like in the case of a minor. So, so when you engage in sexual contact with someone without consent, it becomes a sexual abuse, and you will there are consequences for that. I will show you briefly. Now, on the other hand, what is sexual consent? Now, sexual consent is a free giving, informed and voluntary agreement between people to participate in a particular sexual activity. So, in simple terms, it means yes, I genuinely want to participate in this sexual activity. Now, there are key principles for sexual consent. One is consent must be voluntary. A person should agree without being forced, threatened, or intimidated, or blackmailed, or manipulated. So someone can give consent for sexual activity. Meanwhile, the person was coerced, the person was blackmailed, the person was intimidated. If it can be certain that that person was intimidated to give consent, it is not consent. That is rape, that is sexual abuse, okay? Now, consent must be informed. A person should understand that they are agreeing to what they are agreeing to one sexual activity does not automatically mean agreeing to another. So if the person agreed in one in specific case scenario, it doesn't mean that if he agreed to, doesn't mean agreed tomorrow. So another one is that there is this misconception, because I grew up in the Nigerian university system, and I hear some people. I never indulge. I don't claim self-righteousness, but I never indulge in all of those nonsense. Okay, but I've heard some young people say that if a girl says no, it means yes. If a girl says no, it means you have to push a little bit. If you push, the person will say yes. And so most times they push, according to what I've seen, most times they push and it results to rape. It results to sexual activity without consent. Okay? So young people should be careful, because young people are full of blood with activities, and they might get into big trouble because of this. Okay? Now, there are penalties for sexual activity without consent, or what we can call rape or sexual abuse. Now, under section 357, 358 of the Criminal Code Act of Nigeria, rape involves unlawful carnal knowledge of a woman or girl without her consent, including where apparent consent was obtained through force. Consent can be obtained through force, threat, intimidation, fear of harm, or or certain form of fraud. Okay, so in section 358 provides imprisonment for life with or without whipping. So imprisonment for life. So an attempted rape is also a criminal offense. Under the criminal code, attempted rape carries a penalty of up to 14 years imprisonment, with or without weeping. So you find out that, you know, attempted or rape, you can damage your life. So, giving example of Odogwu of Asaba, he destroyed his life. He destroyed his life because of 3 minutes of pleasure, 5 minutes of pleasure, and all of that. So, in this social work hub, we try to educate our youth. Please don't engage in temporal pleasures that will jeopardize your future. Okay? Delay gratification. Get married. I will tell you practically that when you delay gratification, you will get married and you will experience sexual activities within a lawful confinement, lawfully, where God will be happy for you, humanity will be happy for you, with you. You give birth to your children, you become responsible men and women. So don't jeopardize your life because of, and some of these sexual activities might distract you from pursuing your destiny and your goal. So we decided to bring you this information in order for you to tread carefully, because your life can end because of a single mistake. Thank you. Subscribe to this channel, like and comment.